مسافة Menahot Daf Kuf Bet Amud Aleph around 10, 11 lines down. Amar Abashir Abashi says, Amrit Lishmat HaKamed Rahman, I told the following thing to Rav Nachman, and I said, Afiutim Alam Mamash, if you want to say the Barta said that a korban, the animal that was remained overnight before the blood was thrown, Afiutim Ab Tibigal B'Tzikan, even if you also thought that maybe the pigul, the wrong intention of time, happened when he was throwing the blood. The Iba Iparik Amar, he could have answered two different answers. First of all, he could have answered that I have a reason or whatever. We don't say, oh, if it was eligible to redeem, it's considered redeemed. Maybe he doesn't hold that. Okay. Mitzvah. Kalala Rabbi Yishua held. Kol shahita lo la shota kpeter kohanim. Anytime there's a korban that a woman was kasher to the kohanim before becoming pasul, and mu'alim if someone were to take from it, it's not become stealing from betin for personal from bet hamikdash for personal benefit. V'chol shelo hayita la shota kpeter kohanim. It was never mutar at one point. Mu'alim then it is there is me'ilah if there's any sewer if you use it. As we shahid was considered that I had a moment in time of kashrut. Shlana was left overnight. V'tishmeit it became tameh. V'shiyasar were not at hatzer. Ve'ez shahid was never mutar. Shin shahata chus min b'nal chus and from was slaughtered for the wrong intention. V'shekalu pislin ve'akutma or someone who received the blood with pasul or he threw the blood he wasn't allowed to. So now. Katan we see in the first case, Shalana Vishmet Vishiyatza, a korban that was made overnight became tameh or went out. It's considered with mutar at one point. My love, seems like even if it was left overnight with the meat and the blood. I have is that he declared, who and even there technically he could have thrown it. Time didn't Malin still considered that it wasn't stealing against Nachman Rashi. The more says that. Ruyal said Ruyal Tameh. In Reno night while I was eligible to go out or eligible to become Tameh after the blood was thrown. No proof. Why was left overnight meat and blood? How can the be considered stealing? כל שהייתה לא לשעת היתר לכהנים וכל שלא הייתה לשמונים כל שיש לה שעת היתר לכהנים אין מועדים בו. Why would it be past tense? Any korban that had a moment of mutar. It should be any korban that has a moment of heter is considered you can it's not meila. וכל שאין לה שעת היתר לכהנים אין מועדים בו. Anything that does not have a moment, present tense. Meaning, if the korban becomes mutar the kohanim when the blood was thrown properly, that is something that is happening in the current moment. Therefore, past tense is not appropriate here because it's seemingly doesn't fit with the wording. Where it says Ela Asher different answer. Me'ila al Tuma Karamid. You can't bring a question from Me'ila to Tuma. Me'ila Mishmul Glijayot. The reason Me'ila stealing from Beit Mikdash is whether or not you consider the still Kedusha. The Masada Vakala Kedusha, when the Kedusha leaves, the Maya Hadra Rachvala, there's nothing that no, it's not considered stealing anymore. Tuma mishum uchla v'lad mishum uchla. And tuma is only dependent on whether that's considered food. Kol eichadi zarikle if he throws the blood meshavle uchla t'mei tankolim. It's considered food and we can become food tamen. Heichadi lo meshavle uchla v'enu t'mei tankolim. But if I can't throw the blood anymore, then it's not considered food. No tuma. Mete a question hanavi asham talui. Someone brings an asham talui. And he's not sure if he sins, so he brings a questionable asham. Then then he finds out that he was not chayav. If he realized if he found out before he slaughtered it, Yetziv either go that it's regular animal. David Meir Chondar Meir Zeno. Yet actually Sasef considered Kedusha, let it graze until it gets a mum. The Machari put them up in the and sell it and then bring a donation korban. Reason Omer Akriv, no, reason to bring it as a korban. Sheim ena ba'al ha'chadzo, harehu ba'al ha'chet. Even though it's not coming for this sin, I'm sure he has a different sin for something else. Mishin Shahid he slaughtered already. Then he found that there wasn't chayav before the blood was thrown. Hadami yishafech yisaref. Blood should spill and the meat should be burnt. Is it not going to be through the blood already? Habasar yachel eat the meat. The best way says no. I feel like them because the blood still in the cup. Yizarek habasar yachel throw the blood and eat the meat. Amar Hanava says, why do you say blood should be thrown if there's no avira? Why are you saying according to Bishimon? The Mar Kulman is able to be thrown. Considered thrown already, and therefore, since it's in the cup, it's okay. Question what we said before, where it says, immediately, that's not a reason why. We said in As Yisrael, This is the reason. Because the vessel of the Beit HaMikdash can make something, kadosh to be as part of the korban. Therefore, even though it was disqualified, it still made the vessel made it kadosh. Amar Rav Sheva Kahana Mida Amar Rabbi Shimon Kol Hamed Zok Tezumei. According to Rabbi Shimon, is that anything that's eligible to be, is ready to be thrown, is considered thrown already. Kol Hamed L'Srof Namik Serfi. So technically, also whatever is able ready to be burned can also be considered burnt. Notar Para Amay Mitamin Tumadochlin. That's the case. Why is a notar leftover animal or a para tuma have food tuma after ba'al? So since they're supposed to be burnt, they're considered burnt, and therefore it should not be considered tameh or food. The Gemara says in Malay, Haybata Kodesh Me'acharata. No, the kedusha for our love for kedusha makes it hashub enough. And therefore able to become tameh. Even though technically something like that, we just said it, the high regard we have for kedusha can make it a eligible for tuma. The Kret Minami so too regarding tuma. The Minyane Be Rishon Bejani, he's also counted as Rishon and Rishon Tuma and Sheni Tuma. Mimanyale. Tip should the buyer Rakish, you should answer. What we're asking is that they should be able to transfer Tuma like a Rishon and Sheni, like other Tumas. And that's the case, we should this answers the question Rish Lakish had. Sari de Menahot, if a piece of flour did not get mixed and became tameh from a korban mincha. Monin bo rishon shni, does that count as a rishon shni for a tuma? Or im bo rishon shni does not. So same with Yichura. Gemara says no. He barely there's a question. Doraita the tuma doraita. Ki kamrin drabanan. We're talking about tuma over here. No drabanan. No proof. No mishnah. Ha'omer harei alim b'machabat. Sometimes I want to bring a korban mahabat. We had this many times already in here in Masachet, beginning, middle, and end. So guys, I want to bring a mahabat mincha. David ben Hashet, he brought a macheshet one instead. Ben Hashet is ben Hashet. The machbat, he brought a machbat. Mashe whatever he brought. We did chabat lo yasab, but he's not yotzeh. Mahabat macheshet is the type of pan. One's a thin pan like a fryer, and one's like a deep dish. Zul lahadin machar. He said, I want. He vowed. He said, I want to bring this flour as a mahabat. Then ben Hashet, he brought a macheshet. He said, macheshet. But machbat, he brought a mahabat. How does it because he designated this flour? Hameh harei shnei esronot. I want to bring two esronot to be brought into one vessel. He brought two different vessels. He wanted it in two vessels. He brought one. It counts, but it doesn't. It's good, but it doesn't count. I want these in one vessel. I bring two. I want to bring into these two vessels. I bring one. Because it's possible because he didn't follow through. So I'm going to bring two isarons in one vessel. Brought in two. And then they say, wait, 1 second. You're supposed to bring it in one. You promised one. And then he says, no, I don't care. I'm still bringing in two. Because he ignored it on purpose. He's having intention to do it the wrong way. Then listen and switch it to one. It's okay. The opposite now. He says, I want to bring two isarons. Two vessels. I brought one. He said, wait 1 second, you promised one. You still insisted on bringing two. You see, if we went back to two, if you then said, I'm putting it into one, it's like 2 minutes that got mixed, and therefore, you have to follow those halachot. Okay, let's see how we need each case. Each case had a reverse case. I'm going to mention so many examples. The Gemara says, "Di'esh min hanach." I mentioned in the first case where he switched to minha manchavat manheshet, mishum damar mahavat kamat heshet. Because over there, he's vowing one thing and bringing the other one. That's why over there might be also a in the case of the minha from a small or big. It's both mahat, both in maheshet. They did and throw it down. So maybe you think that even his vow would count, therefore he says it doesn't count. In the second case where you switch the vessels, mission the kapiligu because he divided it. In the case of the first case of the mahvar hashed, he didn't divide it, but he just changed the type of the quran. Maybe that would be kosher. Therefore it's not. To we said whatever you brought. We didn't relate to not yet say your vow. Rabbi Shimon says you have to say even your vow was good. He said this flour I want to designate is pasul. That switches it. Vazine said lo we said vessels do not make a kadosh. So why say it doesn't make it kadosh over here? Just transfer it. The Gemara says no, it's true you can't. It's not it doesn't make a kadosh to bring, but Aber Kedushin Vasela does become Kadosh to make it Pasul, disqualified. Rabbi Elishon that only applies when Elish Kava'an B'Shana when he established the type of Mecha when he doubted. Although B'Shata B'Shaba he only established the type of Mecha when he's actually separating the flour. No, it's not disqualification. Kashin and Data Basis is when you vow. Lo Kasher first not when you separate it. Even Amar says, well, Marabia Habrahan and Marabia say Abraham, Lashano, Elekshavan additional, Abashan Nefshallo, Kashin Data below Kasher, same exact thing. Bakalım. Min min.